Movies are a dramatized representation of reality. We're all aware of that. However, it's surprising how much you can learn from them sometimes. If you're looking for the top movies that can help you learn about investments, finance, and the world of Wall Street, you're in the right place. Welcome back, hustlers, to another video of Just Hustle. Today, we're going to be showing you our top 10 Wall Street movies of this century. If this is your first time on the channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell beside it to stay up to date with all our videos. Remember, your passion for finance is our motivation. All right, let's dive right in. Number 10. Becoming Warren Buffett. It's always good to start something on a positive note, and Becoming Warren Buffett might be the only actual positive film in this list. This extremely inspiring documentary film focuses on a kid from Nebraska who is obsessed with numbers. It follows the journey of just a nerdy number crazy kid who becomes the world's most notable and respected investor. Like most biographies or documentaries, the film too throws light on all the people that aided this kid in becoming a multi-billionaire. Other movies on this list that might give you an idea of how the world of finance and investment works or teach you some investment trick or technique. This one, however, does not focus on investments per se. However, if you actually pay attention and try to read between the lines, there's a lot of wisdom in the movie from which you could learn a thing or two. Number 9. Bitcoin, the end of money as we know it. Another very interesting documentary that was released in 2015 when Bitcoin was becoming a global hot topic. If anyone is trying to understand cryptocurrency or just jumping into the world of crypto, then this documentary film is a must watch. It gives people a good understanding about crypto and how it works in a simple manner. Contrary to what you would expect, the documentary doesn't jump into crypto from the get go, but starts from the very beginning when money, as a concept, was invented and accepted. It talks about and examines the history of money, the patterns that lead to change thanks to the development of technology, and finally, the birth of crypto. In fact, if you enjoy this one, then you will definitely enjoy another documentary by the same director, Torsten Hoffman, called Cryptopia: Bitcoin, Blockchains, and the Future of the Internet, that focuses on blockchain. You should totally check it out too. Number 8. The Big Short. This movie, starring Steve Carell, Christian Bale, and Ryan Gosling, among many other very talented actors, is based on the nonfiction book The Big Short: Inside the Doomsday Machine. The movie not only sheds light on the lives of the people working at Wall Street, but more importantly focuses on the financial crisis of the year 2007 to 2008. It follows a few traders who become aware of the housing bubble that threatens to cause a financial crisis and how, make money from it. One of the reasons this film is so good is the way it cleverly explains sophisticated financial terms. You will definitely love the scenes where Margaret Robbie and Selena Gomez explain mortgage backed bonds and synthetic CDOs. Number 7. Too Big to Fail. Another great movie based on the financial crisis of 2008. Based on the book Too Big to Fail: The Inside Story of How Wall Street and Washington Fought to Save the Financial System and Themselves by Andrew Ross Sorkin. It focuses on the role of the major players that decided the fate of the global economic crisis that took place. One of the main focuses of the film is the attempt made to save the AIG and the Lehman Brothers from bankruptcy. More so about how US Secretary of Treasury Henry Paulson tried to rescue them. We're all aware of what was to follow and really don't need a recap of that. Number 6. Inside Job. This documentary crime film, narrated by Matt Damon, revolves around the biggest recession since the Great Depression. It cost over $20 trillion dollars and resulted in millions of people losing their jobs and homes. Unlike other movies on this list, this documentary is not just based on in depth research into the global financial crisis, but has extensive interviews with key financial insiders, journalists, politicians, and academia. It follows a well structured approach consisting of 5 parts and looks in depth topics such as the regulation of financial markets and the housing bubble market. Number 5, The Company Man. A great film based not on how the global financial crisis of 2008 occurred or what led to it, but instead, one that focuses on the impact of the crisis. One of the reasons this movie is so good is because all those who were directly impacted by the recession can relate to it. It's not just a relatable watch, but also very insightful and emotional, even for those that weren't impacted by the recession. The movie follows the lives of 3 former employees of a shipbuilding firm and how these 3 employees, a salesperson, a long term employee, and a founder, deal with the loss of their jobs. It shows 3 different perspectives and different ways in which people had to cope. Definitely a must watch. Number 4, Wall Street. Money Never Sleeps. This 2010 drama is directed by Oliver Stone and stars Michael Douglas, Shia LaBeouf, Josh Brolin, and Carey Mulligan. Most Wall Street films revolve around big traders and stock markets. This one is slightly different. It follows a young investment banker who discovers that the whole profit system is still ruled by greed. He finds himself trying to profit of this as much as possible. He forms an alliance with a Wall Street veteran and learns more about the game than he ever knew. He then stumbles on a path of self destruction. While this movie is more character led, it's also showing you the working of investment banking and trading, making it a beautiful film. Number 3, The Wolf of Wall Street. The extremely famous Martin Scorsese biopic starring Leo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, Margaret Robbie, and Matthew McConaughey made headlines when it came out in 2013. It is based on the life of Jordan Belfort, the famous stock scammer who reaches great heights financially while his personal life crashes like the market did. This movie shows more of the big Wall Street lifestyle than any movie ever has before. The stress, the pace, the pressure, the sex, the drugs, everything. What shocked the world the most was that some of the controversial scenes in the film are said to be true. However, the main focus of the film is the pump and dump scheme that is used by an over the counter brokerage firm that helped a lot of companies launch IPOs during the 80s and 90s. Number 2, Boiler Room. This 2002 fiction movie, directed by Ben Younger, starring Ben Affleck, Vin Diesel, and Giovanni Ribisi, is also based on the pump and dump scheme. It focuses on the lowest rung of financial firms that boost the price of a security with misleading and false statements. Then, their own holdings of the security are sold, leaving the investors with stock that has lost all its value. If anything, the movie serves as a caution to people who are jumping into the world of investments and trading. Number 1, Margin Call. This film is probably the closest to reality as compared to any other on the list. It takes place over the span of 24 hours in a Wall Street firm while being on the brink of a financial disaster. Director J.C. Chander chooses to show the brutal truth about some of the largest banks trying to cover up the reckless risks taken by them during the financial crisis of 2008. It also throws light on trading of complex derivative instruments that even the investment banks had absolutely no clue about. There's even a scene where 2 main characters are discussing one of these schemes while a janitor stands in between them in the background, absolutely clueless. What a beautiful way to say, hey, we know literally as much as you do, which is nothing. One movie that doesn't fall in this list because it isn't from this century, but definitely deserves a shout out, is Wall Street of 1987, a movie that is relevant in some ways even today. The film throws light on the working of firms in Wall Street while focusing mainly on insider trading. Definitely a must watch. If there are any other films that you think deserve a mention, then share them in the comments below. So, hustlers, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, then definitely do. We give all the information you need on investments, finances, upcoming financial trends, and how you could make some real good bank. Until next time, hustlers, just hustle.